What's up guys, Evasion here and welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since we put out a video and I'm pretty excited to finally make one again. Today we have some 2v2 commentary on BFA in patch 8.2.5 and after shaking off quite a little bit of the rust, we're kind of getting back into things. We managed to hit 2,500 in twos. This is the highest I've ever been in twos, so I'm pretty excited about this. Currently playing Assassination, Rogue, and Holy Pally. We played sub until about 2308, but you have to try substantially harder. And I was like, let's just get the rating. So I switched over to Assassin, still having a lot of fun. The one thing I wish, and I might do this for next season, is I really, really feel like Night Elf is way better than Human. Um, I'm not even playing Relent in a lot of the games simply because I want to trinket a certain thing or something like that. But without further ado, guys, let's hop in these games. Alright guys, hopping into game one here, we are going to be going onto the Rogue this game, and for this game specifically I'm using System Shock, Mind Numbing Poison, and Smoke Bomb. In the future of playing more games and stuff like that, I've kind of updated the talents, and I've changed some other stuff that I'm not actually using in this video, but I'll go over that in a future video. Anyway, we're going to hop straight onto the Rogue here. The reason I didn't go with Kidney Shot, simply because I wanted to try and go on the Druid with the Kidney, but this Druid does a really good job of staying super far away. So what I'm trying to do right now is LOS the Druid and trying to get my Pally to bring the Rogue too. So the Rogue he has to either run away or he has to come in and go LOS the Druid, which will bring the Druid closer to us. They're both playing Relentless, so if we're able to catch the Druid in a blind at a really good time, the Rogue can potentially just die. I think that's what we end up actually doing this game too. We get Thorns. I'm still just trying to kite away from the Druid as best I can. Trying to line up like a really, really big burst combo where we both just do full damage to this rogue and drop him in a stun. The only reason this is going to work is simply because they're both playing Relentless and they don't expect us to slam out a really, really big burst in a short window. It needs to be really precise or it won't work here. The reason why I'm moving towards the Druid here is to make him go distant. I tell my Pally around here that I'm going to burst the rogue soon. And so what happens here is the Rogue puts up Evasion, which is good on his part. I go for a step Kidney to get through it, and we get a Hodge on the healer at the same time. I smoke him over it, and I have to actually vanish early just to break the slow to get the root, or sorry, to get the blind, which is unfortunate on my part. But the reason why I did it is because of how low the Rogue was, and because he didn't have Evasion anymore. He has like almost no hots on him, and we're definitely going to be able to kill this guy in that 4-second window. Usually you want to avoid overlapping your vanish and your blind like that because you generally want to try to sap off of your blind. Anyway, that game was around 2500 MMR, and I believe we took quite a few losses to those guys before we started beating them. That's why they've started switching to Relent and using Trinket and different things. When you play people over and over again, they'll start switching stuff up, and that's part of the thing we're trying to adapt to as well. But anyway, we're going to hop into the next game. Alright, here we have a game against quite a rare comp. We're against Affliction Warlock and Holy Priest, and this is actually a really, really hard matchup if they use abilities and stuff properly, but basically what you have to do is stop as many greater heals as possible and try not to waste things you can use to stop on anything other than greater heal. This game though in particular, we forced it out with relatively low cooldowns from me, even though my Paladin uses wings here. And then we're going to make a switch onto the Warlock. So I get a Groat Kidney onto the Priest. I use Maledict and Toxic Blade, so it looks pretty real. I kind of just decided this as we went that I would switch, because as soon as he comes out of this stun, he pops his Holy Word Concentration and his Greater Fade, so I can't stop him. He's inevitably going to top himself. And to try and take advantage of the rest of my Paladin's wings here, decided to go on the Warlock. The other thing that triggers too is I believe the Priest decides to cast Holy Word onto the Warlock. I'm not sure if it's before I blind this cast because he uses Holy Word on the Warlock. And then I go for a step kick onto the next greater heal, and the Priest gets his like Angel up. I press Cloak here so I avoid the mind control because I really want to do as much damage as possible, and I use a Vanish Cheap to delay the very, very end of that greater heal cast. And then right here I just trinket the sphere and kick the next sphere because I think the second sphere was going on to my Paladin. We get the quick win there. Usually these games take like a real long time. This was kind of like a cheese match where it wasn't really cheesy, but everything kind of went the way we wanted it to exactly. This kind of thing usually doesn't happen, but I guess that's more or less to show you what can happen if you don't put any CC abilities into Greater Fade or Holy Ward. Just kind of lines up really well. Anyway, we're going to hop into another game here against Holy Pally DK. Alright, so this game here we have a game against Unholy and Holy Paladin, and we're going to try and go on the Holy Paladin. The start of the match doesn't end up working for us. I'm also using that the laser beam trinket. It's pretty good. I don't usually use it a whole lot, but it's pretty good against Holy Paladins compared to my other trinket options. I don't really have any like insane PvE pieces or anything like that, so I swap it in once in a while. But lately I've been mostly using Maledict on use trinket, and sometimes use on use and proc. Paladin pops wings here, and we're just trying to keep pressure on him, but we can't really do much without a stun when he has wings up. We managed to force the trinket, which is really, really good. Normally by now we hope to force bubble so that we can usually press Vendetta after bubble, but this guy did a really good job to delay us. I managed to get a Crucible here, and it drops the guy really low, so he bubbles. My Paladin has to bubble at the same kind of time window. But before this, we got the DK's Trinket. So what we're going to be able to do here is when my Pally's bubbles end right there, I blind the DK full. We get a full kidney shot onto this guy. I dump him with the laser beam. My Paladins help him do damage the entire time. We're able to kill this guy. I think what happened there for them is they used the AMZ in the opener, and I'm not actually sure if they needed to. Might have been the entire reason it delayed the Pally's bubble, which was good. But I'm not sure actually if the Pally overlaps some stuff with that. Regardless, we're going to hop into one more game for this video. Alright, hopping into one last game here. We have another game against this Rogue Druid. I believe this is actually the game before they swapped to Relent, now that I look at the timestamps. We get a really good kitty in a good position here at the start and go for a blind of the Druid. The Druid trinkets because he can't get any heals onto the Rogue. So what we're trying to do here is we just want to stay near the room and hopefully draw the Rogue in, and if the Druid comes in close, then we can swap to the Druid and we can all in. We can potentially use things like Bop on me to avoid Rogue peels if we needed, but if we go right now, when I believe we do, the Rogue doesn't have kidney for 4 seconds and he has no blind, so the Druid has Bark Skin but absolutely no hots. We got a Maledict and a kidney into Hodge, and this guy gets absolutely crushed to get the Garrote off the half Hodge, and he goes down. Pretty smooth kill. This is going to be the last clip for the video. This clip just has original audio, and I've just added it at the end for you guys. This is the game that we got 2500, and it's against Destro, Resto Druid, and for a long portion of this game that I'm not including, nothing really went particularly well for us, and we were pretty much confined to the pillar. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy this last clip. Hold on 1 second. Blinding Warlock here. We can train down Warlock. Trinket, we can run too if you want. I don't care. Just do damage, do damage, yeah. I have cloak in literally 1 second. The bomb is perfect. Cloaking this. Just crush this guy, crush this guy. I have vanished in 1 second. Vanishing. Maledict. All in, do damage. That was maybe one of the best recoveries I ever participated in. 14 points, no way. Can we stop?
I just got, yes.
Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you've all enjoyed these clips, and be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. I definitely did the format to this video a little bit different than I have previous ones, just to try stuff out. So let me know what you think of the start-stop. I didn't really slow stuff down. I know you guys like that. It is a fair bit more time-consuming, and not that I'm not going to do that in the future, it's just what worked for this video. Also, shout out to my patrons. Thanks for the continued support. And we're going to hopefully have some more videos up soon. And I hope you guys have a good holidays and have a good new year. See y'all again soon.